Welcome to June, everybody. It's June 1, 2023. May is in the rearview mirror. This day weather podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Check them out at cowboystatedaily.com. Cooler and wet weather for many of you, not only over the next day or two, but through the rest of this week, through the weekend into early next week. We're going to see a change in the weather to a regime where it's going to be a little cooler. Last couple of days, temperatures have been pretty warm, almost summer-like. But will cool off, not a lot, but a little in the coming days as low pressure slowly drifts into the region. Occasional showers and thunderstorms will be around, and they're going to be kind of around more, not just confined to the afternoon and evenings, but they could pop up really any time of the day, but the afternoons will be most susceptible to those showers. And this is going to be a trend that goes through the first full week of June. June is not going to start off hot, that is for sure. June going to start off a bit cooler than average. Notice that rainbow cloud. Thanks, Carla, for sending that in. This spotted southwest of Lusk over the weekend. Well, how do you get a rainbow cloud? Well, the same way you get a normal rainbow. You need sunlight and you need something to diffract it, either with small water droplets like a normal rainbow, but for these high clouds, this is when you tend to see these rainbow clouds with clouds in the mid and higher layers because that's where it's cold enough that those clouds are mainly ice. So those ice crystals scatter the light. So a lot of times it's a real treat to be able to see those. Now, speaking of a treat to see some other photos, we certainly have gotten more photos in, especially after yesterday's discussion about land spouts. Now, this was taken east of Cheyenne on Tuesday with a thunderstorm that's developing. What's interesting about this is it looks like a land spout that almost got started but didn't. Notice the high cloud base, but the dark clouds near a thunderstorm there. But you see this right here, this is dust. This is most likely an updraft going into the base of the cloud here. And that updraft is causing that spin, that rotation that you get with the formation of a land spout. So to detect the formation of a land spout, sometimes you want to look on the horizon to see the dust, just like Chris found. Now, Chris wasn't doing this alone. Chris had some help. He had his own storm chasers. Look at them checking out the thunderstorm and the dust and the updraft. These are champion weather watchers right there. Storm chasers, not tail chasers. Here's another great shot. Thanks, Chad, for sending this in. This is from Saturday's land spout that caused the sirens to go off in Cheyenne this past Saturday. Nice backdrop there with the mountains of the Front Range behind there. Here's the upper level 500 millibar chart for today. There it is. That low is still there, right over the Grand Canyon there, and it's going to slowly, very slowly migrate eastward, east-northeastward like this over a 4 to 5 day period. It's running into this big high in the Great Lakes in the Midwest. This is basically the log jam. And the air aloft right here is cooler than what's been overhead lately. So as it nudges closer, that's going to make the temperatures drop. But we continue to have moisture get funneled in from the high and the low getting pushed into the region. This is by Saturday morning. There's just very little movement, and over the weekend, the cooler air aloft is going to be right on top of Colorado and Wyoming. Now, this will make for an interesting situation over the higher mountain peaks of Colorado this weekend. I'll show you that here in a moment. This is what the rainfall forecast looks like through 6 p.m. on Sunday. So you can see lots of areas headed towards rain. Montana get a good shot of rain. And the rain is going to be widespread, moderate to heavy in a lot of areas. Also getting maybe further east into central and eastern Nebraska and Kansas where they really need it. That'll be good news for them. But this general area right here along and east of the divide will be the most active. And this is just through Sunday. We're going to see a similar pattern like this going to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Here are the temperature anomalies in the following day. So this is for today. Temperatures are going to be anywhere in the green or the blue, below average. White is average. Red is above normal temperatures. So this is today. This is Friday. This is Saturday. And this is Sunday. So this is going to be a cooler weekend than the Memorial Day weekend. In fact, I think we got the better weekend weather-wise last weekend as compared to this one. So it is going to be a little bit cool. Cool enough. Yep. Cool enough that I got to show you this. Some of the higher mountain peaks, especially in Colorado, but across the other parts of the Rocky Mountain West, up high, this is up high, could be cool enough that during the nights and mornings, some of those showers will be in the form of snow over the higher peaks. So an early June snow event for the high country of Colorado maybe some white on those peaks when the clouds finally break out as we get on into early next week, but even early next week is going to continue with the cool and wet weather. For those of you wondering why we haven't talked about La Nina in a while, well, this is why. This is where the sea surface temperature anomalies were about a year ago. Look at that La Nina all across the Pacific, strong, robust, and holding its own and not going away. But look at what has happened in 12 months. A complete reversal of fortune. You wonder why we went from the very dry spring of 2022 now to the more wet pattern of 2022 for many of you. Here's why. La Nina really dominated. We're not in an El Nino yet, but certainly you can see it forming with this streak across the tropical Pacific. It's just a matter of time later this summer before we're officially into an El Nino status. But look at that change. This goes to show you how dynamic the Earth's ocean systems are. When you look at the oceans, when you look at the water, when you're flying over it, you're on a beach, keep in mind there's always changes going on. Subtle changes, but these dynamic changes that happen in the oceans all the time affect our weather. And really, in the last 2 or 3 springs, this La Nina has been a thorn in our side by keeping us in a drought situation. But this change in sea surface temperatures is really helping with this turn towards more precipitation. Have yourself a good first day of June. We'll see you tomorrow.